Hi guys, welcome everybody. Come on in. I'm Vanessa Levin from Pre-K Pages, one of the most popular early childhood websites in the US, and I'm also the founder of the Teaching Tribe, my premium membership site for teachers just like you, teachers of preschool, pre-K, kindergarten, Head Start, in-home childcare, and more. And Teaching Tribe members are celebrating right now because we just finally reached $1,000 worth of printables in our printable vault. So teachers have access 24/7 to all of the paid printables from Pre-K Pages in the Teaching Tribe, and that value has now increased to $1,000. So we're super excited about that. Okay, more about that later. So I thought tonight that I would share some, hey Sandy, some dinosaur play recipes with you. So I have several of these. And the good news is that there's a blog post to go with most of them. So if you're jumping in late or you're only catching part of this, you can go back and you can pin those, or you can do whatever you want so that you can find them again later, because I know that you're not all going to run to your craft cabinet right now and make all these as we talk about them. Okay. So, hey Cindy. So a lot of our Teaching Tribe members are here in the house. Jen is here. Hi. Angel's here. Angel, I heard you don't have any school tomorrow. Is that right? Claire is here. All kinds of Teaching Tribe members are in the house. Welcome everybody. Come on in, let us know where in the world you're from, where in the world you're watching from, and I'm going to go ahead and share some of these play recipes with you. So those of you that follow the blog Pre-K Pages, you may have seen some of these already.
Is it okay if I put Amazon links in the preschool group?
No.
Okay. Ask people if they like your glasses.
Oh, I'm supposed to ask people if they like my glasses. I don't know why I'm supposed to do that. Hi, Tacey, welcome. Okay, so the first one is dinosaur fossils. You guys, these are so stinking easy to make. There's no way you can mess these up. So this is a fossil, and I think I have the recipe right here. Tom will drop a link to the recipe for you in the comments below. It's like salt, flour, and water. I mean, it's so stinking easy. And then I got little dinosaur skeletons. I got those off Amazon. And Tom will drop a link to the blog post for you below. It has all the links to the stuff in there. I mean, you already have salt and water and flour in your pantry. But if you want to know where I got the dinosaur skeletons, to be honest, they have those dinosaur skeletons at a store near me called US Toy. And they're cheap. They're one of those, super cheapy type things. But that's okay, because we just press them into the dough and let them dry. I let this one dry for 2 days on one side, and then I flipped it and I let it dry for 2 days on the other side. And they're very sturdy and solid. This one's full of sand right now. It's getting sand all over because it was in our sensory bin with kinetic sand. And the kids were just digging for these little fossils in the sensory bin, and they were using their brushes and shovels and whatever you have in your sensory bin to dig and look for these. So we just mixed the water, flour, and salt, and then let them dry. Now you could bake them if you want to, but that's like even too fancy for me. So I just let them sit out there and dry. And now they're like fossils. They're very hard. They're kind of heavy, and you can bury them in your sensory table and have the kids dig for them. So easy if you've never done it. And even if you don't have little dinosaur skeletons, press your dinosaur counters in there. You know what I mean? Those little dinosaur manipulatives that we all have in our classrooms in our math center. Stick those puppies in there and make an imprint and let them dry. It's still fun to find the imprint, and they can match the little dinosaurs to the fossils when they find them. I mean, super fun and easy. So I have a bunch of these fossils that we made. So quick and easy to whip up. Let your kids help you make the dough and knead it and press in the dinosaurs, and then they can dig for them. Some of them, it depends on how hard they press. You can see this little guy's head is pressed in really, really deeply there, but his little tail wasn't. And we talk about how that's realistic because not all fossils are super clear. Okay, so that was the salt dough dinosaur fossils, which some of you have probably made before, right? Hey, Shelly. And another one, oh, the hatching eggs. Those are all gone, okay? So, because they were super popular. So Tom will drop a link to the DIY hatching dinosaur eggs for you in the comments below. And those were so stinking fun. They were fun and easy to make. It was a coffee from, like instant coffee from the dollar store. It's super, super simple to make these things. And we just mixed it all up and then stuck a dinosaur inside and let them dry. I think it took, I want to say 4 days for those to dry too. So this is a little prep in advance. And then I just let them sit. I didn't want to put anything in the oven that had a plastic dinosaur in the middle because I was like, is that dinosaur going to melt and stink up my whole house? I didn't want to do that. I just let them dry. And then this weekend, I have a little girl that I tutor, and to bribe her to do her work, I let her open the eggs, and she had an absolute blast. She kept saying, can I open one more egg if I do this? Yes. And so they're all gone. And we gave our little dinosaurs a bath. But oh my goodness, it was so much fun. Super, super fun to make those hatching dinosaur eggs. So I don't have any of those left. But if you can go to the blog post and you can see the pictures and get the recipe. Again, I bought cheapo dollar store ground coffee. That was the main ingredient. And molded them. You can use your hands. You don't have to have a plastic egg. And stuck a dinosaur in the middle. And then when they dried, they were like fossilized eggs. The kids could actually, they had to use a little plastic hammer. Claire says they did the dinosaur eggs too. Woo! They were, oh my goodness, so obsessed. Okay. So we talked about our DIY salt dough fossils, our do-it-yourself hatching eggs that are all gone. And then, oh, this is a super fun one. Okay, have you guys ever used Model Magic before? So I wanted to make some dinosaur bones, right? So I have little plastic dinosaurs in my math center, and then I have the little skeleton dinosaurs that I found at US Toy. But I wanted to make some bones so that they could dig for those in the sensory table as well, because sometimes we find fossils and sometimes we find actual bones. So Model Magic, I actually got this at a super steep discount. It's not a whole lot of it, but that's okay because I don't need like 12 bones per child or anything like that. So Model Magic is really cool. So this one's small, is one of the bones that I made. So I bought these little silicone, here, let me hold it up. I bought these little silicone dog bone molds on Amazon. So here's the mold. I still have some dog bones in there drying. So it's a little silicone dog bone mold that I got off Amazon. And it came in a pack of 3, and it actually has these little footprints, which I think I'll probably make crayons with or something. But it had long bones and short bones. So I pressed the Model Magic, and this is what Model Magic looks like when it is not hard. So it's very, very light. It's like air, and it's soft like Play-Doh. And all you have to do is shape it into the shape that you want it to be and then let it dry for a couple of days. Now I say a couple of days because where I live it is kind of hot and dry, although not right now, but in general. If you live in a different place like Florida or other places, Seattle, where there's different type of climate, maybe it will take a little bit longer for yours to dry. But so I took Model Magic and I pressed it into the mold just like so. Okay, so I pressed the Model Magic in there, and then what's really cool, I'm going to pop it out right now. Because these are silicone molds, you just pop them right out, and then I let them dry on a tray for a couple of days and I flipped them over. So you just pop those bones right out of there like that, and easy peasy. How is that? How fun is that? So these are super hard and they're light. Really cool to bury in your sensory table. And here's the longer version. So now we have long and short, and they can compare and measure. So again, Tom will drop links to, I'm sure all of you know what Model Magic is, but in case you don't have it where you are, he'll have a link to that And then the silicone molds, I got 3 for like $12. You could probably find a better deal on those somewhere. They may have had them at the Target dollar spot, I don't know, but I got them off Amazon. So that's super fun. So now we have all these bones that we can bury in the sensory table. And I got all the bones out. I was like, do we really need all the bones for the Facebook Live? Probably not. All the bones, hashtag all the bones. This is Model Magic. It is super cool. Get you some, as Jerry Brooks says. Okay, the next thing I really like. So I have a post about using dinosaurs at your Play-Doh table or your Play-Doh area or however you do Play-Doh. The little plastic ones we all have in our math center, and using some leftover plastic eggs with those as well. And there's actually a video on my Facebook page, and then Tom will drop a link to the Dinosaur Play-Doh blog post, so you can go ahead and you can pin all those blog posts to your dinosaur boards. And there's also one on how to make your own kinetic sand, and that was really super fun. So kinetic sand, if you're not familiar with it, it has the feel of wet sand, but it's not really. It's made with dish soap and sand. You can get the full recipe over on the blog, and it was really fun to make and to use. So the kids really love it. But it's just like any other play recipe. That's my point with all these play recipes, is that you need to be really relaxed and have the attitude of, try it, and if it doesn't work, you're going to try it again, because a lot of people expect it to be kind of like a food recipe, and then you follow the directions and then it turns out. But what I know about cooking, because I'm not a good cook, is that sometimes I don't follow the directions exactly, or I substitute ingredients and it doesn't taste exactly like the Pioneer Woman or whatever, and I can't figure out, oh, this is a horrible recipe. Well, no, I didn't really follow the instructions exactly. I'm not a good instruction follower anyway, so I get frustrated. So with play recipes, we have to have that same attitude of perseverance and to try again and to be patient. So if this is a 11th hour thing and you're getting the recipe ready before the kids walk in, probably going to be a fail, right? So it's always better to have a backup plan, have extra ingredients. I have to say that I made a second batch of kinetic sand. So I made the first batch, and that was great. It worked out beautifully. I loved it. And then I tried to make a second batch, and I tried to have the ingredients because I was going to make it for the tutoring group that I have, and complete failure. Like there was something that I did wrong, and it turned into cement. So it was no longer kinetic sand, it was cement. I think it was too much cornstarch, and I don't know how I got the recipe wrong. It involved math, so obviously that probably had something to do with it. But yeah, it was a complete flop. So yeah, we didn't have kinetic sand. So I just dumped some craft sand into a bin, and I was like, here we go. Guess what? They didn't know the difference. They didn't know that my recipe failed. Climate changes, says Anne. Yes, there's all kinds of reasons that your recipe might go wrong. Okay, so this was something that I really, let's hope it stays in here. These are the trays from the Target dollar spot. I love these things. I found these on Amazon, and they are the bomb. Check it out. Little dinosaur skeleton cookie cutters. These are the stamps. Cookie stamps, I think they call these. But then they also come inside of these little cookie cutters. I think these are made on a 3D printer, because I can tell the difference in things made in a 3D printer as opposed to a traditional mold. But so you have your traditional cookie cutters. Here's your Stegosaurus. And then you have the stamps to make the skeletons. And so here is my, can you see it here? It's my little T-Rex stamp. And I have one in process here for you. This is the Stegosaurus. Nope. That was wishful thinking there. Let me just take the stamp out. There we go. And there's the Stegosaurus. So these are super fun for Play-Doh. So this will be great for fine motor. They came in a pack, I believe, of 3 or 4. of these different dinosaur stamps or cutters, cookie cutters. And so there's a stamping piece. Each one comes with the stamping piece, and it also comes with the cookie cutter piece. They come actually together. That's why I think they're 3D printed. So yeah, very cool, right? So you can put some rolling pins out in your Play-Doh table, and the kids can roll. And as they're using their hands to roll the dough, they're exercising that muscle right here in the middle of their hand, their palmar arch. And that's where the muscles are that are going to support those fingers and things that are needed for writing. And so that's one way that you can use your dinosaur stamps and cookie cutters. Hi, Renee. And then we did, let me just check and make sure. I had a whole bunch of ideas here. So we talked about the do-it-yourself hatching eggs, right? And Tom dropped a link to that below. We talked about the salt dough fossils, and Tom dropped a link to that too. You can find all these recipes over at Pre-K Pages. The kinetic sand. So I have a recipe for that. Any of the recipes that I have, they should have the amount that they're intended for. So we all have different class sizes. So let's say I have a recipe, it says this makes enough for 5 kids or 10 kids, but you have 20 kids, then you're going to want to double that 10 kid recipe. You know what I mean? So a little bit of math involved in there, because I don't know how many kids you have in your class. Everyone is different, right? So like when I make Play-Doh, my recipe is for a huge batch, because I always had huge class sizes, and then other people don't need as much Play-Doh as I do. So we talked about the kinetic sand, the Play-Doh. Oh, and then I have the Dinosaur Dramatic Play Kit. So if you want to use all of these ideas along with a dramatic play theme, that's also available for you too. I have this Play-Doh in my hand and I cannot stop. You guys, this is my famous 3-year-old Play-Doh. I think it's turning 4. This isn't Play-Doh that I let kids touch, though. This is the only Play-Doh I use for the blog and for Facebook Lives. But it's 4 years old. It actually moved from my old house to the new house with us. And it is so stinking cool to feel. This is Kool-Aid, too, so it smells good. Okay, so there's the Dinosaur Dramatic Play Kit. There's the DIY Hatching Eggs, Salt Dough Fossils, Kinetic Sand Recipe. Oh, the Play-Doh dinosaurs. You can just throw the Play-Doh in your Play-Doh center with some of those little plastic dinosaurs from your math center and some plastic eggs that you saved from last year's Easter egg hunt. And that's a fun activity too. And then on the blog tomorrow, oh, I know what I forgot to tell you. I'll have the recipe, if you want to call it that. It's really just model magic. And you don't even have to have the silicone molds to make the bones. You can just shape them yourself. But I just wanted the really cute little shape there. So that's what I use those for. I know what I was going to tell you. I'm glad I didn't log off. I made you a free printable. How could I forget that? People are like, how could you forget that? So I made you a free printable, and it will come to you in email tomorrow. So if you are a subscriber to Pre-K Pages, and Tom will drop a link for you below in case you're not, if you don't already get my emails. If you're a member of the Teaching Tribe, don't worry, it will come to you too. Because Teaching Tribe members are going to get an email tomorrow, not only with this free printable, but also I added a new resource today, the Parent Handouts Volume 2. Woo! That was a long, drawn-out process. It took me a long time to make those, but I'm really excited that they're done. So, Teaching Tribe members will get this printable tomorrow, as well as subscribers to the Pre-K Pages page as well. And this is pocket cube cards for a dinosaur theme. This is a freebie, and all you have to do is, I was supposed to prep it before I went on tonight, and then it got stuck underneath my Play-Doh, and I just completely forgot about it. But you print it out, you cut it, and then you put them in a pocket cube, which I also didn't get out because I totally forgot about it. So you put these in a pocket cube, or you can tape them to the sides of tissue boxes. So it becomes like a dice or a die. And then all you have to do is invite your kids to sit in a circle. They take turns rolling the cube. And then it says things on there like tiptoe like a triceratops, swing your tail like a stegosaurus, stretch your neck like a brontosaurus. And so they're doing movements. So every time it's rolled, the children are doing another movement. So that's a freebie that will come to you through email tomorrow. And then I have all of these other ideas and things over at Pre-K Pages for you. And I hope you like these dinosaur ideas. We have a whole bunch of dinosaur ideas. Tom will drop a link to all. My hands are all like gross now. Tom will drop a link to all of the dinosaur posts at Pre-K Pages, because those aren't all the posts we have. We also have a book list. And I think about 8 or 9 or maybe 10 posts. I can't even remember. But he'll drop a link to all of those for you there. And I'm going to go back and check the comments real quick. See if I can do that without hurting anybody here. Carol is here. PJ's here from Colleen, New York City. Jen says she likes the cookie cutters. Yeah, I was really excited to find those. I wasn't even looking for them. They just popped up on Amazon. You know how Amazon is. They spy on you like Facebook. And it said, you might also like these. And I was like, oh, yes, indeed, I do. Thank you, Amazon. Hey, Amanda. Hey, thanks, Wanda. I feel like I'm going to accidentally delete some comments while I'm doing this. Hey there. All right. I'll have to come back later. It's not letting me scroll. All right. Jen says she made the dinosaur eggs from baking soda. Oh, cool. Lots of different recipes, right? Very, very cool. Awesome. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining, especially those of you from the Teaching Tribe. The Teaching Tribe is my premium membership site for teachers just like you, teachers of preschool, pre-K, kindergarten, Head Start, in-home childcare, and more. And members of the Teaching Tribe have access, 24/7 access to all of the paid printables from Pre-K Pages in the Resource Vault. Then we also have our supportive community of new and veteran teachers, a safe haven for asking and answering questions, in addition to more than 40 hours of on-demand video training, PD in your PJs, we like to say. In Teaching Tribe members, tomorrow night, we do have a power hour on the topic of dramatic play, so I'll see you all then. And for those of you that are also in our free Facebook group, Preschool Teachers Are Superheroes, go over there and add your thoughts and comments to the light table video that I did yesterday in the group for our members, where we now have more than 15,000 members. I will see you all over in that Facebook group Wednesday night for week 3 of our No More Teaching a Letter a Week book study. Okay, so we're doing a book study, 1 chapter each week during the month of January. I forgot to write down the page numbers, but I think it's 26 through 40, something like that, that we're going to be talking about over in the group Wednesday night. Sorry, not tomorrow. Wednesday night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. I will see you all there. Have a great night. Bye.